The 60 billion double dollar man. The human natural disaster. The most wanted man around. Vash the Stampede. Can't keep doing that dumbass voice. Trigun is one of those old ass animes I had on my watch list just collecting dust. And I kept seeing shit on it. So I was like, alright, I'ma cave in. And when I tell you this anime is fucking good, it's fucking good. I kept thinking about one thing. How is this nigga Vash so fucking cold when he doesn't even kill niggas? But I had to remind myself, you don't always gotta kill niggas in the anime to be fucking cold. But I'm not here to talk about that right now. What I'm here to talk about is this nigga Vash's backstory, because this shit is crazy. So if you haven't already guessed, this shit is gonna have spoilers, because some of you niggas are dumb, and I'm okay with that. It's just that some of you niggas need context. So if you don't want to be spoiled on the anime, even though this shit came out 100 years ago, like the video before you leave, and when you're done with the anime, you can come right back to me, and then you can hear me talk about the anime. But with all this talking I'm doing, let's talk about this nigga Vash's backstory. So we start off deep in space, where a crew of people are manning a spaceship with people on it called seeds, and they're traveling around from one planet to another trying to find new homes for humans. Then the crew stumbles upon two twin boys that looks like humans but are not, and the crew's about to kill these little niggas. But one of the crew members named Rem stood in front of the crew and she said,
"You see, they're harmless. They wouldn't even hurt a fly. Why would you want to hurt them?"
And the crew decides, hey, we'll take the little niggas in. And some time passes and they named the twins Vash and Knives. And these two little niggas are different because we got Vash, who is a kind-hearted person, and then there's Knives. That little nigga is a psychopath. But if you decide to name the little nigga Knives, you should expect him to be a little crazy. But I'm not trying to stay on that right now. What I want to do is give y'all an example on their natures, because this is going to be important for later on. So we're chilling with Rem, Knives, and Vash, and they're having a merry old time until Vash sees a butterfly on a spider's web, and he's trying to save the butterfly without hurting the spider, and he almost did it until Knives come out of nowhere and snatches the spider out of the web, and Vash is shitting at Knives for that. Now they get into an argument and they say, "That was the only way to do it, Vash. There was no other way to save the butterfly without killing the spider."
"I don't care what you say. I wanted to save the butterfly without hurting the spider."
"That's illogical, Vash. Can't save both of them without killing one of them, because if you saved the butterfly, the spider would have died."
"I don't care. I want to do it my way." "Now I'm gonna beat your ass."
After wrestling on the ground, Knives just gets up and walks away. But that was just the start of Knives doing some crazy shit. Now we get to where Knives falsely accuses one of the crew members named Steve of some crazy shit by getting Mary and Rowan to make up some story about him. And when they basically executed this nigga, Knives is just in the background laughing, not giving a fuck. And this shit gets even worse. But after that, Rowan tried to get with Mary, but she wasn't trying to fuck with that nigga. So while Rem, Knives, and Vash are just walking, all they hear in the distance is just bullets flying. And when they were running to see what was happening, all they see is Mary on the ground, shot up to hell, while this nigga Rowan is just standing over her. Now he's saying a bunch of bullshit, and Rem is trying to defuse the situation, and she almost does it, but the captain of the ship opens the airlock and launches that nigga outside. Even though Rowan ass was a big weirdo, it was still Knives who caused the situation to happen. And it still gets worse after this, because after that situation, Knives ends up killing the captain of the ship, rerouting the ship's course to go crash on another planet to try to kill all the humans on the ship. He ends up running to Vash and Rem, telling them, hey, the captain said we have to get to the escape pods now, lying his ass off. So they start getting to the escape pods, and when they get there, Rem decides, hey, I want to try to save some of these people. So she leaves Vash and Knives to go into the escape pod and leave by themselves, and she ends up saving some people, but she still ends up dying. And Vash is hurt because he basically lost his mom, and Knives is just in the back not giving a fuck. He basically said those humans were worthless and they didn't need them anyways, even though they took care of your little ass. And Vash is rightfully shitting, but he can't do nothing but get his ass beat by Knives, and now they're just setting off to an unknown planet. And that's basically the backstory for you real quick, just to give you a little context of what's about to happen next. And I know I didn't give you the whole backstory, that's why you gotta go watch the show on your own. But forget all that, let's get to this final fight between Knives and Vash. But before I get into this fight, this whole shit is gonna be major spoiled, so I'm gonna say this one more time. If you don't want to be spoiled on the anime, go watch the anime and then come right back. We got all that shit figured out now? Let's get into this fight now. After killing Legato, Vash goes to confront Knives for the last time. Now after many years, Knives is talking to Vash, asking him if he enjoyed his time with the humans, and Vash told him, yeah, I did. And then they start banging it out. Now they just shooting at each other back and forth, and Vash gets the upper hand for a little quick sec by making his gun a decoy and shooting his ass with a switch. Now he got that nigga Knives running for cover, but right after that, Knives gets an upper hand by throwing a distraction. Now he got that shit on Vash now. But it wasn't for that long, cause they end up shooting the guns out of each other's hands. They dive and grab the guns and pointing them bitches right at each other's head. They ended up knocking the goods out of each other's guns, reloading them bitches and aiming it back at each other's heads again. But Knives got the shot off first and ends up shooting Vash in the arm. And now he's trying to finish him off with his angel arm. But that nigga Vash with a clutch performance ends up blocking his angel arm with his own one. That shit looked like Braun in a fast break. Now they're in a standoff, charging up their angel arms again, looking like Goku and Vegeta ready to blow that bitch. But they end up countering each other again. But after all that shit happens, that nigga Vash ends up getting blown down. So Knives takes Vash's gun and is about to use both of their angel arms to finish him off. But Vash, looking like Dame in the clutch, ends up grabbing Wolfwood's cross gun and shooting him. And after grabbing his gun back again, Vash started letting that nigga Knives have. Made him look like straight Swiss cheese. And when it looks like Vash is about to end it, finally he ends up sparing him, finally ending his reign of terror.
But I'm gonna end the video there. I didn't think I'd get to say that shit again. If you could stay for a little second longer, I really appreciate it. So first things first, my fucking laptop died on me, and it had my original Trigun video on it. It was almost edited too. It was supposed to come out at the end of February, but I guess that shit said fuck me, right? But that don't matter right now because the video's out right now and it's better improved. Fuck that. I really hope y'all enjoyed this video because I did making this shit. So if you did, like and subscribe for me real quick. Give me your anime and show recommendations because I want to do videos on y'all recommendations. But with all this talking I'm doing, I'll see y'all when I see y'all.
I keep on failing, I can't pass a test, and I stay up all night, don't get sleep.